Dina's on the show now here. You know, she's here today, and I said to her, who's in town this weekend again? There's about 1 million people in town this weekend. There's always something to do, and we will touch on this weekend, but they do have a big Easter brunch every year, and they need to be able to choose the perfect bottles of wine to go with that delicious. I've been to it, I went last year. Unbelievable. It's a big the Easter brunch is unreal.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
But you have to be able to pair your meal with a nice glass of wine.
Absolutely,
absolutely. To celebrate.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
So I see a lot of whites today.
Yes, for sure. With what David just made right here too, I would go straight champagne. This is a grower producer.
Champagne.
Yeah. This is 100% Chardonnay, and this actually at the vineyard itself, they pair this with fried chicken. So it really, the bubbles just cut through salt, it cuts through butter, it'll hold up to butter-based sauces, which is perfect for Easter too. So that's always my first direction, would always go bubbles or sparkling for Easter.
Well, there you have it.
That's right. But you want to stick with wines that are, you know, high acidity, low in alcohol, maybe a lack of oak aging. Just bright, fresh wines is what you want for Easter, especially with all the different foods. At Pickwick, we're carving a daisy field ham, and then we have a tri-tip, and of course a leg of lamb.
If you don't like one thing, don't worry, because they have something else that you would like. I mean, you have
true.
The pasta. I mean, if someone doesn't like meat, there's great vegetarian options too.
Oh yes, absolutely. And then we have salmon, and we have mussels, fried chicken, and all the breakfast. A waffle station, omelet station.
Is so good too.
It's
Are you having the chocolate fountain again by chance?
We're having the chocolate fountain.
They have the chocolate fountain for your breakfast, for your dessert.
That's right, and the Bananas Foster station too. You can't beat that either. It's classic.
Great. It's very, very good.
Yeah, and the Easter bunny. You'll have the Easter bunny.
You can get pictures with the Easter bunny, as I did.
A lot of candy too, in case you want the candy. Anyway, I brought all these zippy.
We're going off on a tangent.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm thinking waffles.
What is this here then that you opened that one up?
This is from Chacoli, which is the very northern part of Spain, just before you're going to cross over into France. This is a very dry white. It has a little bit of effervescence to it. Does come across with a little bit of citrus, but boy, does it just open up your palate to consuming all types of food.
Smells
incredible. If you don't care for full-on bubbles, and you want something that just has a little bit of sparkling to it, it really just opens it wide open for you. Yes, that's for sure.
That could be my new favorite white.
It's delicious. I think it's, yes, it has become mine, that's for sure.
Because I'm not as big, there are some people that love the sweet, and I'm not as big on sweets.
Yes, nothing
so this
here,
would be right up my
nothing
alley.
Here is very sweet, that's for sure. I did bring a dry Riesling, but again, does not come across sweet. Easter time is such a great time to dive into those different varietals of white wine. So your Albariños and your Torrontés and, you know, different Gruner Veltliners. So I think this Chacoli really fit the bill for me. But we do have a Semillon here and this dry Riesling too that you could dabble in. Because sometimes
would the dry Riesling be comparable to the one you opened, or it's going to be a little?
This is going to have a little bit of spice on it, a little bit of pear on it. Where this is very dry. You don't get too much of fruit through here. You do get some citrus, but this really just kind of wakes your mouth up, and it's not very descript, but it's extremely refreshing. Again, the high acidity, dry side.
And sometimes when you're drinking something, I normally, if I have a drink, I like to drink it before my meal if I'm out to dinner, because I don't like when it overpowers the meal. In this sense, I feel like that would not do so. So it would be a great combo.
That is it. This is not easy to find, but if you go to a nice wine retailer or come to us, Chacoli, that is what that is.
Rosé?
Of course, because I know you do. This is the Terrible Infant. I had to bring this because
it's called the Terrible Infant?
The Terrible Infant, and it makes me laugh. How could, this is perfect for Easter, because I'm sure we'll all be around some that are not having the best days as far as infants go. Anyway, but this, right off the nose, right off the rip, you get, you know, fresh raspberries, cherry. It's just really, again, this one for the sensation of aroma then now is opening you up as well. Yes.
I'm telling you, you pick the best wine.
All right.
You really do. You open me up to ideas, because I was always against rosés. I always thought I would never like a rosé. You find a way, I think, and that's why I think when you stop at Pickwick, if you see her there, ask her to help you out, because you always find a way, I think, to introduce someone to something that they may not normally try, that they'll end up falling in love with.
I hope so. If they're open to it, absolutely.
So here's the deal with the brunch. 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. April 21st on Easter there. Adults, $39. And then the kids, 4 to 12, $16.92. 3 and under free. You can meet the Easter Bunny. I am telling you, it is worth every Penny, I can say that firsthand, having been there, is phenomenal. And if you like the reds too, don't worry, she has the reds for you.
I have tons of reds as well. That's a Montepulciano di Abruzzo, which we're pairing with the tri-tip and the lamb because it has this sensation of fresh herbs. So it'll be a good pairing too.
Something for everyone.
Yes.
And there's always something going on there. I know you have a packed weekend. We'll be talking with Pete, who's going to be on the show later this week.
We have Pete Coriale, who's going to be here. We have 2 sold-out shows with Andrew Scholes on Saturday, young, bright kid, and then 2 sold-out shows with Sal Volcano. If you're into a prankster, that's Sunday too.
Always something. We love Pickwick. And I love you. You are the absolute best. Thank you so much for coming, and it's always a pleasure seeing you.